Today, I'm accidentally racist.
And as we all know, white is better than black.
I'm a conspiracy theorist.
You could say it is as flat as the Earth.
And I'm asking a question.
Why is it doing that?
What's good? It's the Hunter Hoffman back with insane content! In this video, we're back on the Mini again. It's still not fixed. We have to fix it. I need my Mini back. The big question is, have we fixed it? Let's quickly find out.
Alright guys, so as you've seen in the last episode, we still have a leak somewhere in the engine. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it all apart again, and we're going to get the cylinder head tested and skimmed. I'm not going to bore you with taking everything apart again, so I'll just set up a small time lapse. Alright, so as you can see, this is how the engine now looks like. No apparent signs of any leaks, as far as I can see. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove the rocker assembly from the cylinder head. I'm going to do that off camera, and then we're going to go ahead and get the cylinder head to the specialist. Alright, so here we have the cylinder head. We're going to get this tested and then possibly skimmed if necessary. So what I did notice is that one of these spark plugs, this one, as you can see, is quite black. It's very black. Whereas the others are white. 1, 2, and 3. And as we all know, white is better than black. In this particular case. So maybe that's telling something, but again, we'll have it checked out by a specialist and then we'll see what happens. Well, there we go then.
Alright, what's up everyone? So I am sanded down the engine block now as well. I used a grid paper of 400, then 600, then 1500 eventually. Yeah, so the engine block feels really smooth now. Don't worry about stuff falling into the oil galleys and coolant system, because I will be flushing the coolant and I will be changing the oil afterwards. So yeah, now the cylinder head is being skimmed. So that's being taken care of at the moment. Once that is ready, we're going to reassemble the engine again and hope that we don't have a leaking engine anymore. So yeah, see you then. Alright, so here we have the cylinder head back from the engine repair shop. It has now been skimmed, so it has truly zero imperfections now. You could say it is as flat as the Earth. So yeah, let's hope this solves our issue, and I'm going to go ahead and install everything on the car again. I'm not going to bore you with the same process as you could have seen this in the previous episode. So I'll update you when it's all assembled again, and then we'll pick it up from there. Alright everyone, I wanted to give you a quick update in regards to the bad idle from last time. So what I found out is that I didn't connect a sensor the last time. This one, which as you can see goes into the throttle position sensor. So yeah, that's probably why the car had a terrible idle last time. So hopefully I won't have a bad idle anymore. Alright, I'm gonna go continue reassemble the engine and then we'll see what happens. Alright, so as you can see, the engine is now completely reassembled. I have a huge cold, which makes my voice sound terrible. So now we're gonna turn over the engine with the fuel pump fuse removed, and then we're gonna start it over and see if it runs. Alright, so that's the fuel pump fuse removed. Now let's connect the battery jumper. Alright, so now we're going to crank it without the fuel pump fuse. Okay, well, it appears that it turns over normally. Alright, so now we're going to connect the fuel pump fuse and see if it starts. Pretty exciting. Alright, well, here goes. Okay, well, it started. Let's try that again. Okay, well, it runs. Forgot one of these hoses. Ooh, didn't like that at all. Whoa. Yeah, that was it. All right, well, that's a wrap for today. Okay, so it's now the next day, as you can see. We're going to go ahead and do a coolant flush. Afterwards, we're just going to do the CO2 test to see if there are any exhaust gases still leaking. So after giving the engine a flush, we're now going to fill up the cooling system with water. As you can hear, it's not idling very well. But I think, since the fuel inside the car is, 7 years old or so, I've actually bought some new fuel to see if that solves the issue of this rough idle. Let me prepare the CO2 test already. Why is it doing that? Okay, well, let me put in the new fuel first. All right, that was it. That's about 5 liters, or 1.2 gallon for my American friends. Now let's try that again. All right, well, let's hope this bad boy starts. Huh. Now when I turn the lights on, it doesn't stutter anymore. So yesterday when I turned on the lights, it had a really hard time. Now it doesn't seem to make any difference. Maybe slightly. Can you hear this? And this? Well, at least it idles consistently. Alright, so now for the dreaded CO2 test. Here goes nothing. We do have to let it warm up, obviously. Oh, this better go well. I'm gonna check if this remains blue. That's actually looking quite good. It's still blue. Let me show you. Oh, however, that's starting to turn greenish again. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's such good news. Yeah, that's quite yellow again. That's not really good news, isn't it? Alright, well, I'm gonna quit it right here. Alright, welcome back, y'all. So, as you can see, the cylinder head has been removed again. It was still leaking, as you can see from the footage just now. We're actually a couple of months further now. It's December, it's pretty cold, but we have some good news, as we may have found the problem to our leaking cylinder head. Now, we're pretty sure, actually, this time. Let me show you what's up. Alright, so previously, the engine repair shop skimmed the surface of the cylinder head, upon which the problem wasn't resolved as the cylinder head was still leaking. So I took off the cylinder head again, then took it back to the engine repair shop, upon which they pressure tested it. So the culprit appeared to be this plug over here. So I'll look up some old footage to see if I can find what this plug used to look like, but the engine repair shop replaced all of these plugs. Because of the pressure testing, they noted that it was leaking from this plug. So I think that's our problem. You can clearly see a difference in color. Funnily enough, this can also be seen on the gasket here. I have never noticed it, but if you look closely here, you can see that there was definitely exhaust gases escaping the gasket because of this little plug here. Yeah, so again, they pressure tested it, found the leak over here, afterwards put in the new plugs, pressure tested it again, no more leaks. They then skimmed it again because the new plugs presented the cylinder head some sharp edges, so they made sure everything was flat again. So this should be it. So now it's time to reassemble the thing again and then hope for the best. Alright guys, so as you can see, the engine is back together. The other day it got real dark, so now we're going to give the engine a quick flush with the water hose to flush out the old water and any rusty bits.
Then we're going to start it up, run it up to temperature, and see if there are any leaks. Then we're going to reconnect the coolant hose. Then we're going to fill it up with water again. First, we're going to crank it over without the fuel pump fuse. Alright, it seems to crank over normally. We've now reconnected the fuel pump fuse. So let's try this up for real now. Well, it runs. Alright, so again, we're first going to run it up to temperature, and then we're going to perform the CO2 test, which is pretty exciting. Well, I can already see oil escaping through the coolant system as well as smoke. Oh yeah, that's bad. That's definitely exhaust gases escaping. Yeah, you can see oil residue on the water. Yeah, and it's turning brownish, well, relatively quickly. So I can bet you that this will still turn yellow. That's still bad news. What am I doing wrong here? Yeah, so as you can see, it's still turning yellow. I have no idea why, actually. So we still have a leak somewhere. Well, it must be the engine block then, since, well, the cylinder head is fine, I'd say. Well, okay guys, that sucks, but it is what it is. We're gonna think of another solution to get this fixed eventually. I'm gonna wrap it up here, and we're gonna figure out what to do next. Alright guys, so sorry to end this episode with such a disappointment. I'm very disappointed too, but we have to stay positive and figure something out. I think there might be a crack somewhere in the engine block as opposed to the cylinder head, as well. The cylinder head is pretty much bulletproof now, so it must be somewhere in the engine block, I'm afraid. So again, back to the drawing board and figuring out what to do next. But if anyone has any suggestions or ideas what it might be, then please let me know. I'm open for suggestions and ideas and whatever. If you think you can fix it, come over and help me the f*** out. And I really hope to see you guys next time. And now back to you, Hunter.
Alright, so as you can see, the Mini is still not fixed. I have no idea why. If you have any suggestions or ideas, please let me know. We gotta get the Mini fixed. We gotta get it driving. It's back to the drawing board. We soldier on. We power on. We don't give up. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.
So it's now December. We're a couple of months